Here is a call in Bath. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
Laura.
How are you feeling, Nick Abbott?
I'm feeling great, mate.
I'm glad to hear it. I am really ashamed to say I had no idea what Mirror Life was until you just told me all about it, and I wish I didn't know anything about it. I'll be
well. It's really quite alarming, and I've only read one story about this, but I guess if you delved more deeply, then you would find out more about it. But it does appear as though scientists are just in much the same way as AI people. They're just charging towards, I would assume, money, and thinking, well, maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. And if it won't, then, at least I'll have a lot of money.
Well, it's like Oppenheimer all over again, isn't it? Where did they come up with this idea?
Sorry, it was just, I was blowing by doze. Where did they come up with this idea? I don't know, lunch?
Oh, goodness me. Well, I wanted to talk to you about the Doomsday Clock last week, actually, but I've left you to come up with it as a topic naturally, so good job with that.
Yeah.
So, did you see the documentary about that free climbing guy?
No. No, I can't watch stuff like that. It makes me very uncomfortable. I'm lifting my feet off the ground just thinking about it. I just don't like seeing people hanging on for even if I know that they're going to be okay, it's still kind of painful for me to watch.
He makes me angry because, it's extremely optional what he's doing, and I don't understand, fair enough if you're a thrill seeker, adrenaline rush. Just go up there with a flipping carabiner on you. I don't understand why...
With a what?
A carabiner, or whatever they use to when you go abseiling.
No.
You're attached to something so that if you do fall off, you don't die. Whereas he's just like, okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to free climb.
Right?
Yeah, and it's like then you hear in the same week as that being really popular on Netflix, I hear the Doomsday Clock move forward closer to midnight, and it's
That's
like,
right.
well, I'm not blooming surprised. Like, why are human beings doing this stuff?
But because it's there. That was the answer that some bloke, can't remember, gave about Everest. Why are you doing that? Because it's there. It might not have been Everest, it might have been K2, or it might have just been the stairs to his flat.
Well, I mean, I prefer just to, there's so many other things I'd do first. Just go to the shops or something and pick up a free mag.
Yeah, of course. People get their kicks in various different ways. And I think it's all about the same thing. You're addicted to the juices that squirt around your brain. You're addicted to adrenaline and, whatever else it is. It's an addictive drug that you produce yourself. How marvellous. Free at the point of use.
And, well, as you so often said on this show, a lot of people are addicted to anger.
Right. Yes, absolutely, yes.
But on the topic of addictions, my chicken is now addicted to Snacker Jacks to the point where we're a little bit scared because whenever we eat Snacker Jacks in her presence, she will defy physics sometimes, fly places she's never flown before, just to get a taste.
What's a Sonata Jack? It's like a cross between a biscuit and vitamins. What is it?
A Snacker Jack.
What's that?
It's like a rice cake.
I sat next to... I was on a train and I sat next to... opposite, one of those 4 seats around a table, and I thought, this is nice.
You did?
Yeah.
Why would you choose to do that?
No, I didn't. I did not choose to do that. The table was free. All 4 seats were free when I sat down. And then this chump gets on at one of the small stations and decides to sit in front of me. And he bought... It was like the detritus from a 5-year-old's birthday party. First he ate an entire bag of hula hoops. Then he had some sort of fake chocolate bar. It looked like one of those American bars that was sort of brown, but not really. It definitely did not look like chocolate. He ate the entire thing. So he had a whole bag of hula hoops and then an entire chocolate bar. And then he ate a whole tube of fruit Mentos. How is he still alive?
He's conducting an experiment on his body, clearly, but...
I could not believe it. I mean, he must have been about 30 years old, which is about 29 years too old to be eating that stuff.
How did he eat the hula hoop?
You mean, did he put them on the end of his finger and then crunch it? No, he didn't do that. No, he didn't play with his food, so at least I've got that. Yeah, it did smell, though, like, quite a lot.
Well, I think, like, any situation where food isn't really appropriate, any sort of smell of food is really unpleasant.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like, especially, I mean, you're in a confined tube, and you're face-to-face with this guy.
It wasn't a tube, it was the train. But I've had worse than that. I was sitting on a train in, it was either Victoria or, I think it was Victoria. And it was about rush hour, and the train was absolutely crammed. People were standing, every seat was taken, apart from 2 on the outside of a table of 4, again.
I already know the story's going to end with, like, a tuna mayo sandwich or something, isn't it?
Much worse than that. These 2 people got on, and they had big carrier bags. They had been to the Chinese takeaway, and they started to set out their dinner, essentially, on the table, sitting next to 2 complete strangers. And I'm not kidding, it absolutely stank. The smell was overwhelming. Everybody in that carriage probably had to take their clothes off when they got home and beat the stink out. It was incredible.
Well, do you know what? I'm sort of envious of people like that, because I think the ability, I mean, like, the years of their life that they must gain in terms of longevity just from not caring about what other people think. I mean...
Well, up to the point where people kill them for it. The poor woman who was sandwiched in by the window next to these 2 morons who were tucking into an entire... I mean, there must have been about 6 different cartons of Chinese food that they unloaded onto this table. Opened them all and let the aroma permeate through, well, most of England. And the poor woman who was sitting on the inside, she looked over and said, eventually, she said, "That's a bit rude." And the guy...
And what did they say? What, do you want one? Do you want a prawn cracker?
Well, wait a minute and I'll tell you. And the guy said, and I'll do his accent, I've never heard that before. And I couldn't help myself. I said, "You've never heard that before?" And that was
You said that?
Yes, I did.
And he said, "Are you that guy from LBC?"
It just, I blurted it out. I couldn't help it. Lucky to be alive.
If he was Scottish, how would he have sounded?
Yeah, Scottish. Thanks for asking. 0345. That is the correct answer, by the way. 0345 606